Alright TM Nation, these are the newly released Edifier Stax 5 Bluetooth headphones, and they may be the most confusingly good pair of flagship headphones that I've ever tried. I will get into the specifics about why I'm so conflicted about them a little bit later, but for the highlights, they really are meant to be some of the best sounding wireless headphones that you can get, as they are using both hardware and software to give you access to very high quality sound. First, they're using equal mass diaphragm technology, which is aimed at ensuring that the diaphragms use the same amount of mass and maintain equal distribution at all times. This essentially eliminates distortion and creates a very well balanced sound, even when you crank the headphones up to the max volume. They're also compatible with several higher definition codecs such as LDAC, LHDC, and aptX Adaptive, but not only that, they're also using the Qualcomm QCC5181 chipset that is Snapdragon sound compatible for those of you all with a compatible device. Outside of all of that, they do provide you with good battery life with up to 80 hours of use on a charge, and charging them from completely dead will only take you about 2 hours. In addition to that, these are also compatible with the new and improved Edifier Connects app that will give you some control over your listening experience, and as I'll show you guys a little bit later, the microphones on these headphones do a really good job at focusing on your speech and rejecting some of your ambient noise if you find yourself needing to take a voice call in a louder environment. With all of that being said though guys, there are some things about these headphones that I don't love and things that I think you should be aware of before you go ahead and pull the trigger on a pair, and I'll talk about that a little bit later in this video. Inside of the box you do get a nice carrying case as well as your user manual and other documentation. You get an additional pair of cooling ear pads that you can swap out for the leather ones in just a couple of seconds if you'd like to. You get an airplane adapter, a 3.5mm cable for wired use, and a USB Type-C cable for charging. And again, the battery life with these is great at up to 80 hours of use on a single charge, but keep in mind that since they are compatible with the higher definition codecs I mentioned a moment ago, if you choose to use them in any of those modes, that is going to have a significant impact on your battery life. Now, taking a closer look at the headphones, they have a subtle look to them that is fine for me, and the fact that the branding isn't overpowering is a plus. I do like the fact that they can fold up completely or lie flat on a surface, so you do have options in terms of storing them, even if you choose to throw them in your backpack or purse without putting them in the included carrying case. I will say that they are extremely comfortable on my head and ears as well, as the padding that they use is generous on all sides, and I do prefer the cooling ear pads over the leather ones that came on them from the factory. With these installed, I have been able to wear these for longer listening sessions of 6 to 8 hours at a time without any ear fatigue or discomfort, and I also haven't had any issues with them making my ears sweat, which is something that I did experience with the leather ear pads. Now, these don't have a published water resistance rating, so I would not recommend getting them wet, but I did use them for a jump rope workout, and even after my ears became drenched with sweat, that did not cause the headphones to malfunction, and the playback controls still worked with no issues. And as for the playback controls, I do like the placement of the buttons, as they are right on the ridge of the right ear cup, which makes them very simple to locate and press without fidgeting around a whole bunch. It's also a plus that you do get access to all of your essential controls as well, so you can control your tracks, your calls, your voice assistant, your volume, and more directly from the headphones. With the Bluetooth 5.3 connectivity, I haven't had any issues with any noticeable latency using these to watch YouTube videos or Amazon Prime movies on my iOS or Android devices. But it is worth noting that they do feature a low latency gaming mode too, so if you're a hardcore mobile gamer who needs that near instant response, these have got you covered. Besides switching the gaming mode on or off, inside of the app you can see the charge left on the headphones, choose from pre-built EQs and create your own, access the user manual on the go, adjust your playback controls, and more. And like I said, these do not use the older Edifier Connect app, so if you're trying to use that one, these are not gonna pop up. You must download the newer Edifier Connects app to access the features that I'm showing you on the screen. Now, circling back to the call quality, like I said in the intro, I do think that these do a good job at focusing on your speech during voice calls, even when you're in louder environments, but I did take samples for you guys just so that you can judge for yourselves. Let's check them out. Alright guys, so right now I have the headphones paired to my iPhone 15 Pro, And as you can see, the audio that you're hearing is coming from the microphones on them. Now, right now, the room is relatively quiet, but in just a moment, I will do my background noise test. Give me a second. And now I have some simulated background noise playing in the background, and I'll go ahead and be quiet for just a moment so that you guys can judge how loud that noise is. And I'll go ahead and start talking again. So this part of the test is aimed at seeing how well the microphones on these headphones can focus on my speech while rejecting some of that ambient noise. Now, getting into the sound quality, out of the box they were definitely brighter and more refined sounding than any other pair of Edifier headphones that I've tried. But once I went inside of the app and played with the EQ bands a bit, they came to life even more, and right now to my ears, they provide a buttery smooth sound across the board. With them tuned this way, the highs come through loud and clear, as I can make out even the most faint details in my music easily. I did go ahead and dial the mids up just a bit, so that dialogue comes through a little bit more prominently, and I push the bass with these pretty much to the max, and even when I have them set this way, the low end is definitely not overpowering with these, and I would say if you're a bass head, you will not be that impressed. But this is to be expected to an extent because these are geared towards hi-fi listeners, so that thumping and booming bass is not going to be there. These provide more of a controlled and subtle bass response that gives you awareness of the low end but doesn't focus on it. But I will say that they do a really good job with sound separation, as I can distinctly make out the different layers of sound in what I'm listening to most of the time, and that is just something that you have to experience for yourself in order to understand. But overall, these are for sure some of the best sounding wireless headphones that I've tested recently, as the range that they're able to cover without distorting is really impressive. I do like the fact that they also do get adequately loud, so I'm usually able to set them at around 75% of the max volume and be satisfied. But like with most hi-fi headphones, they don't have that extra loud level of volume if that's what you're looking for. Now, there are a few things about these headphones that I do need to note before I get on out of here. 1, they do not feature active noise cancellation. 2, they don't feature transparency. 3, they do not feature auto pause and play, so they're not gonna automatically pause when you take them off your head and then resume when you put them back on. And 4, they're just plain expensive as hell, coming in at $499 retail price. Yes, they do sound excellent and they are extremely comfortable, and I think that those may be the 2 saving graces for these headphones. But to be completely honest, you can get just about everything else that these have to offer in a pair of headphones that will give you active noise cancellation and transparency for a quarter of the price. That being said, these really are only for those folks out there that consider themselves to be audiophiles or near audiophiles. If you don't have a compatible device to take advantage of the full potential of these headphones, I'd say go for the W830NBs, as they give you that Edifier sound signature, ANC, transparency, good battery life, and compatibility with the Edifier Connects app for only $79. Otherwise, if you want the absolute best that Edifier has to offer right now in terms of wireless headphones, and you don't mind spending the extra coin, the Stax 5s are for sure the best sounding pair of wireless headphones that I've tried out from Edifier thus far. Before you get on out of here, if you rock with the channel and your boy Tech Mo, hit that subscribe button and knock that notification bell out so you won't miss any of my uploads. Welcome to TM Nation. Peace.